Okay, so this question isn't that dissimilar from the final question of the 2024 Leaving Cert Higher Level Paper 1. I think it was question 10D. And it's basically just a number and percentage question. Like, it's here at the end of a financial maths question. And it does have financial maths concepts such as markup and margin, but it's really a percentages question where we don't have any concrete figures in the question, and they're looking for us to work with formulas where we're given the percentage margin and we're trying to work out the percentage markup. And the first thing we should do is talk about those two formulas. You can learn these are more Leaving Cert ordinary level concepts or junior cert higher level concepts, and you could learn the formulas for these because we may get asked markup and margin in an exam where we're not told what they are. But here we are told that the markup of an item is equal to the profit as a percentage of the cost price. Okay, and to do a little example, and we'd put multiply by 100 in the formula, unless we're going to work with decimals, in which case we don't need the 100, which is what we might do when we do the question. So, for example, if we were to buy an item for 100 euros, let's say that's the cost price, and we were subsequently to sell it for 125 euros, that's the selling price, it's pretty clear that the profit is 25 euros. So, and we'll write down the formula for that. So clearly the profit of an item, profit, is equal to the selling price minus the cost price. And what we'll do is we'll write down P is equal to S minus C. And we'll come back to this formula in a second. So in this example here, our markup would be profit is 25 over the cost price is 100, and as a decimal, or if we multiply it by 100 to give us a percentage, we can see that that's 25%. So the percentage profit, we would say we made a 25% profit, the profit being a percentage of what it cost us. Well, the margin is different. This is where we express the profit as a percentage of the selling price. So this is the profit divided by the selling price and then multiplied by 100. So in this case, again, the profit is still 25 euros, but the selling price was 125 euros. And 25 over 125 times 100, well, that's only 20%. So they're just mathematical instruments describing the percentage profit, and depending on what the business you're in or how you want to express your profit, you might like to express it as a percentage of the cost price, or you might like to express it as a percentage of the selling price. Okay, so let's break down our two formulas and give them letters. And again, what we might do in this question is we might work with decimals in terms of we can leave out the 100 then. So the markup is P over C and the margin is P over S. So what we're trying to find in this question is we're trying to find the markup of an item. So essentially we're going to use this formula P over C. But we don't have concrete figures to put into this. But what do we know? Well, we are told in the question that the margin is 0.18. So the margin is P over S, and that's equal to 0.18. And we can rearrange this to write one of the letters in terms of the other one. So we can write that the profit is equal to 0.18 times the selling price. Okay, so how does that help us? Well, what we're trying to do is we're trying to find P over C as a percentage. And what we'd probably need to do is we need to write P and C as the same letter. And let's see how that works. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say that we'll write down here that P over C is what we're trying to find. This is the percentage markup. And we can see that P is equal to 0.18S. So if we can write C in terms of S, well then maybe we'll be able to write out what the percentage is, one number is of another, because they'll both have S's in them. So if I go to the profit statement, I know that the profit is equal to the selling price minus the cost. We've worked out here that the profit is 18% of the selling price, so replace the profit here with 0.18S. So 0.18S equals S minus C. Let's add C to both sides and subtract 0.18S from both sides, so S minus 0.18S. And we can see that the cost price in this example is 0.82% of the selling price. So the profit is 0.18% of the selling price, and the cost price is 0.82% of the selling price. So we'll replace the C with 0.82S. Well, this is going to be very easy to find. Like, we can find what percentage 0.18S is of 0.182S by just using our calculator, and we can divide above and below by S, and then we can divide 0.82 into 0.18, and we get 0.2195, which is 21.95%. So when you have a margin of 18%, you have a markup of 21.95%. So it's really an algebra question, it's really a percentage question. It has very little really to do with financial maths, other than they're the instruments to give us the formulas.